I'm ready.
All right.
We're from...
All right. This is episode 5 of Island Time, live from Coach Fitz's dugout. We need to get someone to do the music so we can have some accompanying stuff, like a lead up. Good lead up.
Well, you got some good stuff.
Yeah, exactly. So it's been a minute since the last episode. We should address that first.
It's been a minute. Who came up with "It's been a minute"? Where did that, because that means in slang term, it's been a
long time. Yeah. Well, now, it's been a minute, and also it's like, man, that was a hot minute. We were there.
There you go.
It took a hot minute.
Yeah. So what do we need to catch up on?
Well, freaking man, I think I'm officially getting old. Last week, I swear, I was driving back home, and I was driving. It's really embarrassing. So I was driving, sitting forward like this, I had the seatbelt on and everything. My torso was facing left, but then I sneezed to my right for some reason. And so I sneezed, and then I pinched a nerve right behind my shoulder blade and everything.
Are you sure you pinched a nerve? That's pretty dramatic.
It was dramatic. And I was like, oh, man, that hurts. I don't know. It's probably not a big deal. And it was Ash Wednesday that day. So I was, not only was I dealing with that pain, I'm like, it's for me. I was fasting that whole day.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah. And so, and that wasn't the worst of it. So I went to go to church to get my ashes, and just the line to go in, to drive in to park was just god awful.
Now, did you go to a mass or an ash service, a prayer service with ashes?
A mass. It was a full mass. I had communion and everything as well.
So was it like a Christmas mass packed? Or do you think there were people that were driving in to sneak in at the end to get their ashes?
Dude, it was weird going in because I found a seat. I was able to find myself a seat, just okay, I'm squirming in between these few people, and then there would be people who were just standing in the back trying to sneak in to get their ashes first, and then just dip
100%.
out.
Oh, there's 100%. Okay, so for those who do not know what we're talking about, we are Catholic.
Yeah, we're Catholic. Not
40 days before Easter, which is a Catholic holiday or Christian holiday, is Ash Wednesday. And so in the Catholic Church, we have holy days of obligation. Sundays, you're supposed to go to church every Sunday, and then certain days throughout the year. Christmas, the Ascension, whatever. Ash Wednesday, not a holy day of obligation.
It's not?
No, it's not. You were supposed to get ashes on that day, which there used to be some churches that just had an ash service. Like St. Norbert's in Orange County, I worked not too far from there. They used to have a 12 o'clock for an hour. You just go in, get ashes, leave. Mm-hmm. Some people have prayer services. And then Shaylin, my daughter, by the way, her name is pronounced Shaylin, like Van Halen. That's right.
I'm so glad you elaborated on that because I was going to ask, but I didn't even need to. You said instinctual go.
Shaylin like Halen. Not Shaylin. It's Shaylin like Halen. That's right. So anyway, she went to Mass and they gave out ashes at the end of Mass. Or beginning of Mass. Or people didn't know. They went to the end of Mass to get the ashes. And people already had their ashes, so she had to figure out something.
They really made people wait more for their ashes.
Yes, exactly.
That's wild. I think it's always funny because whenever I was a kid, I would always want the thick ashes. I want my forehead just be black.
Yeah.
But when I was a kid, I'd always get okay, yeah, it's just the last remnants of whatever they had left. And I was like, but because I do it 6 o'clock and I have to deal with that. But then this last one, it was just my whole forehead. It was just someone put a tennis ball black and they're just lobbed it on my forehead. It was so prominent. And then I was like, okay, my back. And then the next morning I woke up and then I was like, this is horrible. It was hard to breathe too. And then,
back to the pinched nerve.
Yeah.
Segue.
Yeah. It was the original thought. But
that's right.
So I was I didn't even know what I was dealing with because I'm like, is this normal? Did I have a stroke or what the? And it was hard to even sleep too. So I went to my dad. I was like, Dad, it hurts. What do I do? He's like, I sneezed weird. He's like, oh, that's happened to me. Okay, just take some Advil. And then I told my boss after, when I was at work, and I was like, oh yeah, my back hurts because I sneezed weird. And it was like, oh yeah, that's happened to me before. And I was like, is this just a thing now? Like, people
first of all,
do just deal with it?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, sneezing, I love to sneeze.
Well, I mean, yeah. I mean, it's just like an alleviate. One of the worst experiences ever is when you have to sneeze, but you can't.
Yes.
And then it's just like, and then you just look like a moron, just being like being possessed.
But when a sneeze is coming, like for me, I can't wait to sneeze because it just feels so like you cleaned yourself out.
You're releasing the demons.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's so satisfying.
And that's why people say God bless you. You're releasing the demon.
Why? That's why. Okay.
But my last few days has been consisting of lying on my back and watching Seinfeld with my phone up like that. And I've been wanting to talk to you. So we played over under before about overrated, underrated. One of the things that didn't make the cut was Seinfeld, and I've been watching more of it. I want to ask you, do you think Seinfeld is overrated or underrated?
If it's anything other than just rated, it's underrated.
You think it's underrated?
Well, it's not overrated.
Or do you think it's perfectly rated?
It's perfectly rated or underrated. Funny you say that. Segue we'll get back to.
Okay, we're
going on a limb right here.
Yeah, this is strange.
So, my wife and I this Saturday, do you know where we were?
Palm Springs?
We were. Do you know why?
Why?
We saw
Jerry
Seinfeld.
Whoa!
How was concert?
Whoa!
Right?
I've seen him once before years ago, but that's so. Give me the full rundown. What was the
So first of all, he played at Aqua Caliente Casino in Palm Springs.
Yeah.
And it was my wife's birthday, so I went to get tickets. I saw that he was playing there a few weeks ago. I was driving out in that direction, and there were advertisements for him. Like, Jerry Seinfeld's playing Palm Springs one time. Like, he plays Vegas. We saw him in Vegas a few years ago at Caesars. He always goes to Vegas like 3 times a year for the weekend, plays a couple shows, and goes home. So I'm like, all right. I went online. It was sold out already. On ticket, I go to these ticket sites for scalping tickets all the time. How much do you think the tickets were?
Oh, okay. Let's pause real. And we're back.
Hi.
All right. So the ticket prices.
How much? So face value, they were $125.
Okay.
How much do you think they were going for
a
in the
scalper?
secondary market? Yeah.
I think it's good to assume like double the price. So let's say 120. So that's 250.
Yeah.
250 was it? 300? 350? 400? 500?
$800 is the cheapest ticket.
Holy
800, 827,
shit.
813, 814. So I wasn't going to get tickets, and then I checked the sites every day, and then one day they came up on the retail, like on the Aqua Caliente site, the tickets that became available, I got them for face value. But they were going for like 800. So then I went for a hotel in Palm Springs.
Mm-hmm.
And I go to hotels all the time. And again, we stayed at a place called the Tommy Bahama Resort a few years ago for my anniversary in November. $200 a night, really nice place, right?
Mm-hmm.
Same place, Palm Springs right now, $1,600 a night. Motel 6, no offense, $350 a night. I'm not staying at Motel 6.
No,
so we didn't stay the night, but it was crazy. But then today I was on Twitter, and guess who I saw in Rancho Mirage watching a tennis match? One of the Jenners and
Kylie
Timothy
and
Chalamet.
Timmy.
Yeah, they were in Palm Springs. So I guess this is the time to be in Palm Springs. So tangent back to Seinfeld the whole experience. So we get there. We have the seats are pretty high up.
Did you have dinner before or after?
We went to mass at 4:00
Okay.
at a really small church, and then we went to dinner at a really nice restaurant. I had fish, Kathy had steak. We go to the casino. Casino's in great, beautiful.
Yeah, they both put money in that.
Yeah, and then we go and it's packed,
and
they're just like Vegas, really is.
Yeah.
So I'd been there 10 years ago playing poker, and it was kind of a dive, and I won a bunch of money, but it's not a dive anymore. Go to the theater's really, really nice. Seinfeld does not, like, we walked in and the first thing, all the people, oh, by the way, the bar's closed at 8:00. Well, the show starts at 8:00. So Seinfeld doesn't want anybody getting up to go get drinks in the middle of the show.
Oh,
He had an opener for about 15 minutes. He was okay. I'd never heard of him, but he was.
Do you remember his name?
No, I just said that. I never
Well, you
heard of
said
him.
you never heard of him.
That's true.
I didn't know if you knew.
I don't
Get the
remember his name, but he was okay. Like first, Kathy really liked him.
What was the act like?
He was just a stand-up, like talking about, hey, I live in Palm Springs now, and stuff like that. And then Seinfeld, like, it's funny because when he's done, he goes, "Thanks everybody, good to see you." He starts to walk off, and Seinfeld runs on.
Mm-hmm.
Seinfeld did a show for about an hour and 15 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
When he was done, he said, "Thanks everybody." He stopped,
Mm-hmm.
and then everybody clapped. He goes, "Okay, I'll do a little more."
Oh.
And then he took questions, which was really stupid.
What? He took questions.
Yeah. And, what questions do you think big Seinfeld fans are all going to ask about?
The show? Or
yes.
Or the 17-year-old girlfriend?
No, he didn't. They asked about is there going to be a reunion? And he's like, no. They're like, did you ever want to marry Elaine? And of course his answer is, well, me and Elaine are not, like Seinfeld and Elaine. That was a TV show. It wasn't real.
Yeah.
Show, like,
yeah,
I'm Jerry. And then the one girl's like, "Hey, I have a Seinfeld jacket. Will you sign it?" He goes, "It's a Seinfeld." She goes, "Yeah, I made it." Well, that's not a Seinfeld jacket. That's your jacket.
Oh my god!
This blaze right here. This is a Seinfeld jacket.
That's pretty funny comeback.
He was doing that kind of stuff.
Damn, I could never. I was like, why would you take questions, Jerry Seinfeld? I feel like he'd just be an asshole the whole time.
Well,
sounds like he was.
Here's Seinfeld's act is pretty much, I hate people.
Yeah.
Like, that's what his act is.
Yes.
He's like, people are miserable. He talked about his family a lot, about going on vacation and how vacations are miserable. He goes, his favorite thing to do in the world is come home and complain about other people.
Yes.
That's what he gets joy out of. He doesn't get joy out of anything, but he does get joy out of complaining. Like, that's his joy. And he talked about coffee and a lot. And then he was hilarious. Don't get me wrong. He was great. Mm-hmm. But he does his act is pretty much based on
just having contempt for people
for life in general, for not enjoying life. But I know he does. So anyway, I think it's an underrated show because they could have 3 things going on in the same show, and it's half an hour show with commercials, and you can have 3 different storylines that are all hilarious at the same time.
Yeah.
And then they get intertwined. I think it's brilliant. It's a brilliant show.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly like episodes where it's like, I don't know. I'm kind of over like the ones that everyone referenced, like The Contest or Soup Nazi, or just like, all those ones. I like the episodes where I just watched the episode today to where it was the non-fat yogurt stand, and Elaine is dating or just went on a date with the assistant to the mayor, and then she was pitching him, everyone should wear name tags, everyone be friendlier to each other. And then Jerry Stiller's like, and then the other, he's like, I like that idea. Go walk down the street. How you doing, Sam? Hope you have a good day, George. That's pretty good. Anytime Jerry Stiller's on the screen, that's when you have like, okay, it's gonna be a classic moment.
For sure.
But the stand-up, like, I saw him a couple years ago. Did he start off where, like, he goes, "Oh, congratulations, you went out. It takes so much effort to go out. You have to drive, get in the shower, put your clothes on, drive, find parking, walk over, get your drink, sit down, and you're out. All you're thinking about when you're out is when you go back in."
He did not do that one, but I've seen him talk about like the way they refer. Why is it then when we're like, I wish I can't remember the whole thing.
I think I know you're going in this.
But like when you go on the train, like when you get in a car, you call it one thing. When you get on the train, you're thinking about another, like all that stuff. But he did talk. He started off the show with. Because they had a big sign saying no video, he goes, "That's fine. Get on your phone. You can videotape me on the phone. I'm okay with the phone." And he goes, "It's good for you that you guys are actually out. And in 10 years, this moment will pop up and you can experience life, but you're not really experiencing life right now. Your phone is experiencing life because you're using your phone to videotape instead of, no, you went on that whole thing. And it was good. His writing is very clever.
Yeah, sure. he's definitely just tries to find like just the witty. He's just like, oh yeah, so what's fun about driving? I get to play with the knobs when I'm on the radio. That's fun. That's fascinating. It's just like the minuteness and the minutia of life. He's like, let me emphasize on that.
One of my favorite things he ever talked about was in his show where he talked about his life and he had to break it to his parents that he was funny. Like that he was going to be a stand-up comedian. He had to come out to his parents and said, Mom, Dad, I have something to tell you. I'm funny. And then, but it's all about writing. Like everything's about writing and put it in a particular way. Like I've always wanted to do stand-up.
Why not?
I don't think I'd have the time. Like I know I have bits that are funny. Like even I was thinking about this the other day. Like to just do 10 minutes of stand-up is a lot.
Yeah.
Now you're the one that wants to be a stand-up, right? Don't you want?
I've always wanted to do stand-up. I mean, I've always wanted to do stand-up, and I feel like I have funny bits and stories I can tell, but it's so interesting. Like starting off, I guess if you already have the jumping off point, and you have some friends who are doing it, and they can point you in the right direction. That's great. But like, how do you start? Do you just look up like where there's like just open mics?
Yes.
And then it's like, okay, I'm gonna go there.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the part that's the most intimidating to me about doing that, where it's all like, okay, everyone else who's like trying to, I don't know, it could be kind of cringe sometimes, and then I kind of get psyched out. It's like, oh man, maybe I'm gonna be cringe when I tell my story.
You could be. You're going to. If you're going to be successful at it, you're going to fail.
Yeah.
But the thing is, to me, is you have to have the writing. And I would, if I was going to do it, seriously.
Yeah.
Number one, I'd have to write a lot of stuff. And sometimes, and I hear, it makes sense to me, and I thought this before I saw it, but I saw some comedians talk about this too. You may have something you know is funny, but the way it's all about the way you say it, right?
Delivery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like at my father's funeral, I told a story that was hilarious and I got a lot of laughs from it. I could tell that story to anybody who didn't know my family or anything, and it would be funny. Like that's, to me, if I was ever going to be a comedian, it would be that type of humor. The type of humor where I'm telling a story and walking you through it.
Yeah.
And it takes a little bit longer. But you have to be able to try things out. You have to go to mics, and you're going to
bomb.
For sure. So you just have to be ready to bomb. You also have to prepare yourself to
mental.
Yeah, and timing, and that's how comedians do it. Sometimes they'll tell a joke that falls flat, and they make one little tweak to it, and it's hilarious.
Yeah, exactly. Because I mean, there's so many people who can just like go off the cuff and be funny. Like I think Bill Burr is one of those people who like
great.
He can just have an idea in his head, and then he's like, okay, I can riff on this idea. But a Seinfeld is very much like, oh, I gotta have that beginning part, and I gotta get real up with that, and then okay, and I have this like punch at the end to where it's like, okay, yeah, that kind of brings it all together.
Absolutely, and then he loves to do the word plays too. The there, and there, this, there, right, like all the way through it.
Yeah,
but it's true, and I find things funny and like to repeat them. I saw this one comic one time, and you know what's funny is this went through my head when I was driving home from the thing. There was nothing. There's no jokes I remember.
Yeah.
But once in a while, there was a comedian that we went and saw that my friend said, "Hey, let's go see this guy." And the opening act had two different lines that I've repeated for the last 10 years, and they're funny every time. And one of them, he says, "Hey, bullying." He goes, everybody's worried about bullying, people getting bullied and pushed around. He goes, I don't know what they're talking about. I mean, we didn't have bullying when I was in school. I mean, there were some weaker kids we had to teach a lesson to, but there wasn't any bullying. Right?
That's very good.
Yeah, like stuff like that is, to me, that made me roll.
That's a good one. That's like pretty. Yeah, that's clever. It's like, I wouldn't have thought of that.
He goes, and people are really too. It wasn't at the same time. He goes, people are, and I love this joke too, and I repeat it to people all the time. I don't even tell the joke. I just say it. He goes, like the word gay. When did they take the word gay from us, right? Like, gay, I'm not making fun of homosexual people. I mean, gay. You golf with your wife. That's gay.
Yeah.
And that's a perfect example.
That is, yeah.
It's funny and it's true. And we're not going to beep that out, right? Because we're talking about the subject.
We're referencing that bit.
The thought was, I was having dinner with my wife and her sisters the other night.
Uh-huh.
And they used a word. They used a word in our conversation. They just started saying it. Well, yeah, he's a this and he's that. He's that. You know what word it was? You can't say it. It's the word from our first.
I'm censoring that again. We're keeping it consistent. Did I not say it right again?
You didn't say it right that, but they were saying it the whole time.
Oh, I'm thinking about. I thought the cookie. That's funny. Did you like? I was like, oh, I've already had that conversation.
Yes, I talked about. Well, they weren't. No, you and I had the conversation about is it politically correct? They were just they were saying, oh, do they realize that all of their grandchildren were blank? And I was like, did you realize that all of your parents' grandchildren are half white and half Mexican, because all of their Mexican children married white men or women, and they all have mixed.
That's so
kids.
Funny.
I know.
Wow, bringing it back to the classic episode 1.
All right, go ahead. What were you gonna say?
But what was that? Who's that guy who like has that SNL bit that's like your favorite? Nate something.
Nate Bargatze. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you ever had interest to see him live?
I want to see him live, but he's on tour and his tickets are super expensive.
But doesn't he like tour all the time?
He has been. I mean, I look him up every once in a while. I'm sure I'll see him at some point. And he's like Jerry Seinfeld. He's very clean, which is cool.
Okay, yeah, he seems like he gives off the appearance of like I'm the family man kind of guy. But
well, his dad opens up for him, I think.
What?
Yeah, something like that. His dad opens up for him. His dad was like a magician comic originally, and he like opens up for him. Yeah,
that's so interesting.
I saw that on some show. What you were going to talk about something else though?
Oh well, okay. So we're just bringing up like comedy acts, people not funny. Oh my god, I remember me and my friend, we went to go see Patton Oswalt. You know him, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, he voices Remy the Rat.
Yeah, I think I know. He's
like on King of Queens.
Yeah, he's kind of short and
a little stocky kind of guy.
Yeah, stocky,
but
he
is so not funny. Like I was like, oh my, how is he like on stage right now? He kind of just bombed in front of all of us because he was like, his whole bit was talking about how someone on a plane was like a redneck guy and they like gave their seat and they got like a free beer, and how other redneck person on the plane got jealous of a beer and how it had like a chain reaction or something, and then he was just like sweating, he was bombing on stage. I was like, this is embarrassing, I don't like this. But I already had a vendetta against him because apparently like it's rumored he killed his wife.
No.
Do you know about that?
Patton Oswalt?
Yeah.
No.
Do you know his wife? Do you know that whole thing?
No.
So okay, his wife was like a true crime like blogger, and she was like all in the true crime and whatnot.
Allegedly. We're gonna say allegedly.
He allegedly killed his wife because so she was a blogger. She was like all into like true crime and whatnot, and she had a particular fascination with the Golden State Killer. And so she interviewed all these people who were like victims and whatnot, and she got like some evidence from like the police, and was counter referencing to everything. And then she like brought it up to pitch to like some book publisher, and they were like, oh yeah, this is great, like if you can get us a copy by next year, like we can like move on with the next steps. And then they're like, okay, yeah. And so she was just like bone in the teeth, or working to her bone, just trying to get through all this information, trying to make sense and everything. And she would be like on a diet of like Adderall, fentanyl, and
fentanyl.
Yeah, it was like the fentanyl to like relax, not like this is like crack is laced with fentanyl, and I think Xanax or whatever. And so literally she'd be texting Patton and be like, hey, do you have any like Xanax? And he's like, oh yeah, I think I got some. And it is so cringe because I watched there's a documentary about her, and it's so, I don't know, it's the whole thing feels like it has Patton Oswalt's like grubby little fingers all over it, where it's like, yeah, make me look like the good guy. Oh, she fell in love with me, and oh, she felt so good. And he inserts himself way too much as like the nice guy, good guy in it, and it just comes off as so like oh, HBO, make me look like the cool guy or a really good guy. And it's like, shut up. You were on King of Queens and then you had like a good development deal with that and then got Ratatouille and was totally irrelevant ever since. Only people know your voice. That's it.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, you should look into it. Like, there's a whole like documentary show about it. And also, it was really, the show was so tonally deaf because it would be about, the whole thing is about, oh, like I'm like my name's such and such and I'm trying to figure out who the Golden State Killer was. And so, but the whole time they're interviewing these victims of the Golden State Killer and they're talking about these really dark and traumatic experiences about being raped and like tied up and like almost like killed by the hands of this. And then cut to the Patton Oswalt's wife being like, "Oh, when I met Patton, it was so magical. Oh, it was like, oh, my heart was so beating." And then they cut to another person who was like, "Yeah, I was fearing for my life while I was on the bound to the floor." And it's like, what is this show? Like, come on! Like, I was just like, I was pissed the whole time watching it. It was so annoying. And then I was like, how does Patton Oswalt still doing his thing? He just knows people. Oh my gosh! Also, he's such like a tool. He's such like just an annoying like fucker. Because have you seen that one controversy he was in to where like
No.
he took a picture with Dave Chappelle and then so many people were giving him shit for like taking a picture with him
Why?
because Dave Chappelle like he's controversial. He has like jokes about like transgenders and like gay people and whatnot. And I guess Patton Oswalt fosters that audience where it's like, hey, that's not cool, dude. You're associating yourself with someone who's very not like open minded. And then instead of like him standing up for himself, he's like, man, you're right, everybody. Yeah. And so do you know what he did for his apology?
No.
So he posted a he posted a picture of himself like riding at a table, and he's like, and he's like, he's writing the apology, like that's the picture, and the post is the apology that he was writing in the photo, and then it's all like, I'm so sorry, I'll try to learn better, like re-educate myself to keep up with the times, and it's like, dude, shut up, like, stop. This is what you pay for when you try to like hold on to your relevancy and be like, I'm sorry, I'll totally not associate with him. Like that was horrible of me. And so like you clearly don't mean this. You took a photo with him. You clearly admired him. You're just being bullied by people on the internet,
Right.
in order to like feel sorry about that.
And by the way, people on the internet that are the minority, not the majority.
Yeah.
That's the thing that is really weird. They make it sound like this is the social truth as opposed to the social opinion. Right?
Yeah. I mean, it's one thing if you're like endorsing like a political candidate. It's another thing to be like, oh, hey, this is Dave Chappelle, my peer.
Yeah.
In the field of comedy.
Also, I don't think you should be shamed for endorsing a political candidate either. Like, if you think that they're going to do a good job, like, what's wrong with you saying, I like this guy? Like,
well, I'm just saying, it's like, it would be one reason to get some, like, I don't know, some pushback on something, because it's like,
right.
Politics is a hot button topic, but
For
if
sure.
it's just like a comedy guy, then it's all like, oh, hey, this is a guy I like, Chappelle Show guys, we all like that, right? And then they're like, no, we don't like that. And it's like, oh, you're right. Okay, yeah, I'm gonna push myself away from that as far as possible.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, no, he sucks.
It's for sure.
And he allegedly killed his wife.
Yeah, I gotta look into that. I have not heard that at all.
It's insane. But no, I really do hate this freaking new wave of comedy that we're in, where it's like all of Joe Rogan's friends in the mix.
We've talked about this before. I don't get your hatred of Joe Rogan, but
dude, it's just annoying. And I mean, do you know who Bert Kreischer is?
No.
He's like this freaking like stupid comedy guy who just all like, yeah, I was a party frat boy, but now I'm like 45 and like I'm still take off my shirt like on stage and I drink a lot. And he does like this he has this stupid like bit where he like swears to God on, where he's all like, oh yeah, when I was in college, like I started a band and like we thought we were really good, but then we had a guitarist where he was like, he was way better than us, and then we're like, oh yeah, you're overshadowing us with your talent, and so we're kicking you out. He's like, but I'm the best guy in the band. He's like, yeah, we don't care, you're making us look bad. And then he's all like, whatever, I'm gonna make a way better band than you. And then he's all, and then turns out, oh, it's Mark Tremonti. And then he's like swears to God, he's like, oh yeah, and he made Creed and whatnot, and he swears to God he doesn't know me, but like, oh yeah, I kicked him out of that band. And then they were like, oh yeah, the guy claiming that you started bands. Was like, yeah, no, I've only been in a handful of bands. I've never been kicked out of anything.
So this goes back to your hatred of Joe Rogan's comedy, but
Yeah,
I don't really look at Joe Rogan as a comedian. I look at him as
which is
as a. I mean, he was on a TV show a long time ago.
news radio.
Yeah. Which ended up having a couple stars on that show, and then his UFC stuff's really good, and then he's really good on his podcast.
But that's the most like heartbreaking thing, because like he like, oh yeah, I'm a comedian. Like, oh yeah, there's so few of us that are like actually really talented, whatnot. And it's like, no, like Joe Rogan is like the farthest thing. His form of comedy is just yelling at the audience. And when he raises his eyebrows and accentuates his voice, that's mean you're supposed to laugh.
There are so many good comedians, actually. There's a lot. And I don't see how, like, if you're Seinfeld, you're making a huge, like, he's killing it, right?
He's a billionaire.
Yeah, he is.
So he doesn't care. He'll just be like, yeah, I don't care for Palestine. I'm out of here.
Yeah. But here's the thing, like, I don't understand why he's playing Palm Springs in the middle of March, because he's a billionaire.
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't need that, but he must love it.
Yeah, I think that's the thing. He just like craves like I'm the comedy guy. Like, this is what I do. I mean, besides the coffee and car show.
But that was a comedian show too, and that was a great show. It was a really original idea. The funny thing about him is, and someone said this to him, and I already knew this about him because I've heard him talk before. Someone said something like in the question and answer portion of the stupidity. They said a line. He goes, "Oh, that's a line from this movie that I was in, right?" Mm-hmm. And yeah. Don't you know that comedians don't think their own material is funny?
That's interesting to think about, because of course comedians think their own material is funny.
But the problem is they've
done it so much.
By the time they're telling that joke, they've practiced it over and over and over again.
That's true. They get sick of it.
Well, I don't know if they're sick of it, but it's not funny anymore. When you hear something for the first time, it's really funny. Like when I heard the Nate Bargatze, George Washington, the first time I heard it, it was great.
Yeah.
And actually, I've watched it like 10 times since then. Every single time I've laughed.
Yeah.
There's not many things that I would laugh that many times at, but 30 times saying it every day, eventually it's like, okay, yeah, that's the line.
Yeah.
And it's a line now. It's not a
it's like
bit.
Yeah. It's kind of it's done its course.
It's like Will Ferrell. Will Ferrell, do you think Will Ferrell does stand-up comedy? I don't think he does.
He didn't start off doing stand-up. He's more of like a performer.
Yeah, I don't think he's a stand-up. Like if he would not write material, and he just kind of improvises or just acts weird, like, which is great.
Yeah.
But it's not like Adam Sandler did a comedy special recently. Did you see it?
No, I think I've seen clips of it.
It was bad.
Really?
Yeah. And it's funny. Will Ferrell and Adam Sandler are I have the same feelings.
You think so?
Same thoughts about both of them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like their movies for the most part. Actually, I enjoy their serious movies more than their comedy. Like, they haven't done many comedies that I like. Most of them, I don't like stupid humor. But when they're on a show, or they're on Saturday Night Live, or they're just like a guest, if they're a guest on a radio show, like if I hear Will Ferrell on a radio show, like as a guest for 15 minutes, he's amazing. Mm-hmm. Because he has no like self, like he's not, he has no ego. He's just funny.
Yeah, he's just doing his thing.
Yeah, Adam Sandler, the same thing. Like if he's a guest, or like, he's just funny. He wants the other person to do well, and he's just gracious and funny. But his movies are kind of dumb.
I would say
that have moments.
Well, yeah, there's good moments in them. Like, I'm not like, okay, there's like, I was like raised with Adam Sandler and Will Ferrell. I love both of them. And there was a point when I was like coming up in age, and I was like, okay, I could be a snob and be like, I'm more highbrow than that. But then you go back, it's like, okay, no, that's fucking funny. I can like drop my, like, it's like, I don't have to care about it. It's just like, okay, this is just a laugh, Like you can easily say like, oh yeah, Billy Madison, and just him going like, well, yeah, I'm too bad. Like in there that voice the whole time, or Will Ferrell just screaming in every other scene.
I see. To me, I'm not being highbrow. I just don't find it funny.
Yeah, fair enough. Yeah,
I
if you don't find it
annoying.
funny. Yeah,
You know, I like stupid humor. I'm not above like
a fart joke.
exactly. But there's parts of like 50 First Dates that I thought was a really clever, good movie and funny. But then a couple of moments, it's just like, okay, he has to do this because he's Adam Sandler, but it didn't fit, and it wasn't funny. Or Will Ferrell, I thought the Happy Gilmore thing, most of it was pretty funny. But then there's some stuff I'm like, really? Like, why? Like, it doesn't, there's just no reason for it. It's just over the top.
Also, if you think about it, there's overwhelmingly a lot of Adam Sandler movies where he's like the hot guy, where every woman is fawning over him. And it's like, it's Adam Sandler. Like, what the fuck?
Well, he creates movies, smart guy.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like going on The Bachelor, right? Yeah, I'll do The Bachelor. What the hell?
I'm just saying, it's nice to get attention. Exactly. But no, then there's a freaking... Did you like I Love You? Or no, wait. I now pronounce you Chuck and Larry.
Yeah, it was all right.
Yeah? I thought it was funny. I think it's a good movie.
You know what? Okay, I'll give you a stupid movie that I thought was great.
Yeah, what's that?
I Love You, Man.
I Love You, Man? That's good. I liked that like a lot when I was coming up, but then like I watched it kind of recently. The jokes are funny. Like I like all the like they're super in the rush, and then
That was great.
Yeah, and Paul Rudd is so detached from being like a dude.
I thought that was great.
Slap it up ass, man.
I know it's embarrassing, but it's still like funny, right?
It's so that's like I don't like outwardly laugh during that, but I think that's more of like a comfort movie to me.
Okay,
that's more.
Fair.
It's like okay, like easy watching and whatnot.
But see, that was stupid. That didn't go over the top. And you look at like his wedding party with Lou Ferrigno, and like I thought that was great. I mean, there's other stupid movies that it's just like, God, you guys are so close to being a good movie. But...
Oh my God. Well, okay. Speaking of stupid, okay. So have you seen Don't Mess with the Zohan?
Absolutely not. Okay. You know, it's funny because I just got. Someone asked me today if I'd seen Borat.
Yeah, did you?
I saw like 10 minutes of it. No.
Why? Just 10 minutes of it?
That's enough. Don't Mess with Zohan, same guy, isn't it?
No. That's Adam Sandler. Where he plays like an Israeli like agent or like badass. But
looks so bad.
No, okay, so it has somewhat of a plot as it starts, and then he moves to like New York and whatnot. And then people find out his like identity is Zohan because he just goes by like Scrappy Coco. Okay, so the whole plot, he works at a hair salon after he gets rejected by Paul Mitchell, and then the movie is majority him like doing old women's hair. And
I like how you're doing like Edward Scissorhand hands right now.
The Seinfeld episode where they're all crying over it. But no, so and then the half of the movie is him like fucking old women in the back, and then they're like, "Oh, I love my haircut. This is great." And then guess how the movie ends?
How?
So Dave Matthews, who plays a racist redneck in the movie, sees Adam Sandler. He's like, "Oh man, we gotta kill that guy." He's like, "Oh, he's from Middle East. Oh man, I gotta give him whoop ass." And then Adam Sandler fights him back by having a giant vat of hummus with a fire hose and sprays it on them. And I'm all like, what are we doing here? How is this made? I felt like I was having a fever dream watching the rest of that movie. It was insane.
It's terrible.
I was like, what is this?
Thank God I didn't watch that movie. It was so bad.
Oh my God. But yeah, no, that's a good example of that's something stupid I won't be watching.
All right. So we're getting near the end, right?
We're 40 minutes, so let's talk in the music that we were recommending each other.
So
first of all, I would like to say the last episode when we recommended albums, I said that Drat Majesty's frontman has not revealed his identity. That's false. I found that out in the post. I'm sorry, I didn't give a redaction. His name is Andrew Klinko, and he looks like if a goldfish wished that he was a grown man. And yeah, he's a freaky looking guy.
How old is he?
I don't know, like 30 something.
Has he done anything else? Because we were talking about how you thought maybe he was going
Side projects?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's like some indie band side project, but other than that, like, I don't know specifics, but yeah. I'll put it here if he has a band or whatnot. But
Okay, so you recommended to me Energy
yeah, by Sword 2.
by Sword 2. So I'm going to talk about Energy by Sword 2. So
Yeah.
today, right before the podcast, I listened to it for the 8th time.
Yeah.
So I did a little research into Sword 2. I saw a live performance on YouTube of Sword 2. And it confirmed what I thought. Well, Energy is a very poppy song with a consistent beat all the way through. It's kind of the same light-hearted la 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 same beat. But they are not good musicians.
Why?
You can just tell. So then I saw their live performance, and they're definitely not good musicians. However, the song is a good song, which tangent again, like I've had talk about this before. Like there's a difference between being a good musician and a good songwriter. So the song it's not a song that I would necessarily listen to, but it was a well-arranged, high energy, low energy song. Like it has a poppy, but it's not fast. And I enjoyed it. Especially compared to
With Drab Majesty.
Yeah.
More upbeat, definitely.
Definitely a positive,
by
upbeat
comparison.
song. So the challenge was, what's a song that every time you hear it, you enjoy it and don't want to turn it off? And
that's a good one. I like that. It's a good song to start off the day, or if like you're cleaning or something.
Right.
It's a good day to play. It's a good song to play when it's sunshine and whatnot. You're driving.
How did you find it?
I don't know. Okay, with me, it was funny because I had a friend who someone asked me what my music taste was, and my friend interjected, and he was like, "Oh, PJ's music? He just tries to find stuff he's never listened before, or ever sounds he's never heard before." I'm like, that is like the perfect explanation.
Interesting, right?
Yeah, to where I really do like to hear stuff or people who use instruments or new music programs that use in different ways that I've never heard before, and it's something interesting where I'm like, yeah, okay, I'll definitely go on that,
So that makes a lot of sense. But there's nothing that you listen to, you're like, oh God, I love hearing that. Like music that speaks to you, like that's, oh my gosh, I love this music. You're more of, well, I want to hear something else. I
mean, I definitely have songs where I'm like, oh, I love that. I mean, I love Huey Lewis. I love the Carpenters. Billy Joel's amazing.
But Sword 2 was at the top of your list.
I mean, that's just a song where it's like, it doesn't have any connotation to where, I'm putting any meaning onto the lyrics or the instrumentals or just...
You just like listening to it.
The feeling is there. It's the positivity, and it's like, all right, yeah, I can get drive if I'm going to pregame and whatnot, yeah.
How do you listen to your music? Spotify? Okay, so
sometimes YouTube.
How many songs do you have in your Spotify library?
Probably liked songs, probably like something over over 1,500.
Okay. So whenever Energy comes on, do you skip songs? You're playing your playlist and you're like, nah, I don't want to listen to this right now.
Well, a lot of the time, okay, so with the way I pick songs that I want to listen to on a frequent basis, if it's if something comes on and I'm like, that sounds interesting, I'm going to like that song. So it's on my, okay, yeah, it's on that. But if I really love and I hit, I resonate with something, I put it on the playlist that I'm currently listening to.
Okay, is Energy in one of your playlists?
I believe so. I forget which one, but it's been forever ago I've included that. But
so when's the last time you listened to it before you recommended it to me?
Probably either a couple weeks or a month before I recommended it.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I like the song. It's not it's not going in my playlist or my I don't have a Spotify. I'm not going to purchase it.
What do you use?
I use music from my iPod, so it's all my songs
Your
are on my
iPod?
computer.
Your iTunes?
My iPhone. iTunes, yes, correct.
What, not Apple Music? You're not streaming anything?
No, I have 1,000 songs saved. And then if I so sometimes I'll listen to Pandora, Tremonti Radio, Alter Bridge Radio, Van Halen Radio, something like that. And then along that road, I'll discover new artists, and then I'll buy their albums and put it on my iTunes. And then sometimes I have playlists. I also have just listen to this good artist, or then I listen to all my songs randomly, and then I just skip songs that I don't want. Like, I'll skip a song until I get to one that I want to hear right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyway.
But like, what's on? I'm curious. What's on like Termani or Creed or like Alter Bridge Radio? Like, what are the other recommended artists?
So I usually kind of, if I'm on the computer like playing spades or doing something on the computer, I'm listening to music,
Yeah.
and I'll put on Pandora and go Tremonti. I gear towards Tremonti more than I do Alter Bridge, a little harder.
Mm-hmm.
So that's how I found Breaking Benjamin.
Okay.
That's how I found Three Doors Down, and some other songs like 3 Days Grace was
I
one
was
of
just
them.
thinking that.
3 Days Grace I like, yeah.
Oh my gosh, the funny story.
Go ahead.
So, 3 Days Grace, you remember that song, like, Let's Start a Riot?
Yeah.
So, I remember I was listening to that song with my friends, and it was that part, and I was like, why are they saying Mr. Ryan?
Why are they saying Mr. Ryan?
No, it sounds like Mr. Ryan, but the lyrics is, Let's Start a Riot.
Oh,
But it sounds like Mr. Ryan.
Got it.
It sounds so much like that, but all right, continue.
So yeah, so that's how I found that music, and then and then I revisit some older artists like Stained and realize, oh, there's more songs that I like here, and just kind of do it that way. I mean, I like new music. It's just hard for me to find music that I like more than one or two songs.
Yeah, usually it's like whenever I'm trying to like start a playlist or get music I like, it's usually like if I'm really in a rut, I go to like the artists that like, okay, I like a few of their songs. I'll go down to like what like recommended artists. I go through their list. I try to listen to a few and like, okay, I have pick one or cherry pick two. And then I put that in a playlist. It's helped me in the, expand my taste a little bit more.
Absolutely.
But yeah, no, I think it's I don't know. It's a rewarding process trying to look it out for new music, but it's also pretty annoying where it's like, okay, it's not hidden. This is not hidden. This is not hidden.
Yeah, I mean, when you have trusted artists, sometimes like I'll give Alter Bridge or Tremonti like a good, like I'll listen to their album all the way through 4, 5, 6 times. Mm-hmm. What's interesting, the last Tremonti album, the one before the current one, they have one out right now, which is my least favorite of his albums.
Oh, wow.
His previous album was my favorite, and it wasn't my favorite at the beginning. Then when I saw him in concert, a couple of the songs that I used to skip over,
okay,
once I heard him live, and I knew the words already because I listened to him, but hearing it live changed my view of the song. Mm-hmm. And then now when I listen to that song, I'm like, oh yeah, I get that part right there. Like that hits me a little bit better. Maybe because of the experience of feeling it live. There's nothing like that.
Well, it's also like, when you listen to a song that you're familiar with off an album that like they produce, and when you listen to it live, like the live version almost sounds like a remix of like what they recorded. And I've done that in the past where it's like, okay, an artist I like, I'll like, look up their live performances on YouTube, and I'm like, whoa, okay, this version is way better. I wish this is like streamed on like, Spotify or whatnot.
It's so funny though, because I've seen so many new artists live that opening for the bands that I'm going to see.
Yeah.
And some of them I just listen to and go, these guys aren't good songs. They may know how to play guitar, they know how to play drums, they know how to play bass, but all the songs are so like anthemy, like Let's Start a Riot. Like that's not really it's just the same like, hey, I want everybody to do this on the song. And it's the same like
where
rhythm.
It's just the part of the song to where they put the mic out in the audience and they just fill it in.
But the songs are so like distorted and not like unique. Like where the bands that I like this song and this song, all the tone may sound similar. Like every AC/DC song, the tone is, well, AC/DC, a lot of the songs are the same. Yeah. But I don't know who's a good, let's say Aerosmith, who I don't really like Aerosmith very much, but all their songs like have a sound to them, and like that's Aerosmith, right?
Or you can say like Kiss, where every song is the fucking same.
Yes. But Aerosmith's a good, but they have their songs are. I'm not a big Aerosmith fan. I really don't like many of their songs, but their songs are definitely different. Each song is different tone, different shape to it. But you can tell the tone of it is. But some of these bands that open, I'm like, okay, like it's not really much depth to your songwriting. Kind of like so the song "Energy" by Sword 2. they did a good job with that song. You can tell they're very amateurish in their recording. It's probably an independent recording.
Oh yeah.
And they didn't have a lot to like. I would imagine that they don't have many other songs. Like, do they have any other songs that you like?
I think I listened to a couple. Nothing where it like stands out like Energy, but it's
right.
like one of those songs like, okay, cherry pick it.
Yeah.
But let's go on to the song you recommended to me. If it were not for you.
If not for you.
If not for you, then what would I do? But no, can you explain to me what is it about God? Is it about like
I don't think so. I don't know really like so.
I was so confused the whole time because I listened to it a few times without the lyrics and then I listened to it with the lyrics and I feel like that further confused things to me. Where I was like, okay, is this like about a friend? If this is like what is like push me away or like take me in? Like I don't know. I thought I was like God or something. I was like, is this faith based?
I don't think so.
Because I wouldn't assume that Tremont.
If you're not for you, then I'd be dead. Sounds.
Yeah. So yeah, that's what I was thinking. And I was like,
grace me once more, oh, let me feel assured. Turn my way again. Come to life, my friend. Guilty again if it's not for you. Lift me up from the floor. Oh, from the bottom. Make me just thirst for more. For I've forgotten. Take me far from this place. We'll run forever. Leave here without a trace. Yeah. Sounds a little religious to me.
I think it definitely gives off religious, undertones.
And the funny is, I just really love. I know the words to the song. It's one of my favorite all-time songs. It's powerful in the song, like the beginning of it, and then it kicks in, and I'm just like, ugh. So anyway, that's my feeling of it. But I never really looked into the lyrics. I never really thought about the lyrics much. There's other songs he's written that the lyrics are like very powerful. Like, anyway, go ahead. What did you think?
I thought it was good. I thought Tremonti's like his voice has very much a melodic tone to it because like I was comparing the instrumentals to a lot of hardcore music I listened to because it's very like rough guitar, not like where it's like okay, it's unapologetically like aggressive and whatnot.
Yes,
but it was nice to have Tremonti's voice to offset that to where it kind of has some like I don't know how to describe it. It was like I would say like melodic in a way. It's where he's just a very talented singer. And he can really like offset that to where it gives it a different quality. Like, the lyrics where it complemented the tone and the vibe to where there is kind of like the passion behind it. And you kind of have that like a weight to it that was like, okay, yeah, there's something here. There's like a message here rather than like an anger or angst or, under that. But it was kind of like I don't know, man. There's just like something like a passion behind it. That's what I thought of it. But yeah, no, I thought it was good. What I wanted to ask, what did you think of this? Like, what makes you... This is one of the songs where it's like, you can believe it on it, you don't want to skip it.
Correct. Never. Like,
never skip?
I love it. So, it's funny you say that about his voice because he's the backup singer in Creed. He's the backup singer in Alter Bridge. But he started this band because in Alter Bridge, especially, that's been his band the last 20 years... He plays certain songs and his bandmates are like, no, that's too heavy. Okay. So he saves his heavy music for this band. And this is but he's heavy, but he always says like, but melodic. I'm not just like heavy with just. Yeah. But he has some speed metal vibe to him. Yeah. This song's a little bit more pop than speed metal, but it's still heavy. You can still hear the heavy guitar riffs. And I like the guitar in the song. I like how, I like the beginning, synth thing that's going on.
Yeah. I noticed that too. It was like, click, 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 click. And I was like, that's cool.
And then he kicks into, hardcore thumping. And
he really, the vibrato comes out. He really tries to accentuate some of the lyrics. Yeah. I was like, okay, yeah.
And then when he gets to the chorus, it's like some harmony there.
Yeah, harmony.
But the guitar work in the song is just so, this just got depth to it. The song has, depth and pop. And I just don't, hearing that song just gets me going. I like that kind of hard rock, but depth to it. And then, the guilty, if it were not for you.
Yeah,
it's And then the guitar solo I just love that whole deal. It's awesome.
Yeah, you can definitely when you're listening to it, you can definitely get the building blocks of the song, and you can really distinct the components that kind of meld together well to make it to the final product. And you appreciate it for it being a combination of all its parts and working in unison with each other.
Yeah. So you liked it?
Yeah, it was good.
Is it going in a playlist or?
Yeah, it's on to my current one, Chucklehead. That's what I named it. But yeah, no, it's a stamp of approval. Oh shit, the video stopped. Well, I mean, I guess this next part will be just rainforest visuals.
Very good.
Yeah, so let's we're at 55 right now. Let's close it out and give a teaser for next episode, which is the movie episode.
Is it the movie episode?
Yeah, I gotta watch Ides of March, and you gotta watch Waves.
Waves. Okay.
Yeah, it's like 2019. Yeah.
2019.
I got
Waves.
a funny story to that, so I can't wait to tell it on the next episode.
Okay, so you're gonna watch. So you've not watched Ides of March.
I've not watched Ides of March.
So we're gonna do that within the next week.
Yeah, and I was thinking I want to come here to the dugout and watch about Schmidt with each other, and then after that we go straight into the podcast.
That'll be the second of. So we'll have movie episode 1.
Yeah, well, no, that's all. That's
all the same movie episode.
Yeah, so we'll go back and forth about our experience, and then we'll close it out. Or we'll have the latter half be about Schmidt.
Okay, so I would like to suggest that we also, in the last I think it's all the episodes got to be about Schmidt, Waves, and Ides of March.
So 3 episodes.
No, 1 episode about all 3 movies.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, and then but the last 10 minutes, I think we should have a guest.
The last 10 minutes?
The last 10 to 15 minutes, we have a guest. After we're done discussing it, we'll bring in our guest and have him give his views of those 3 movies.
Okay. Well, I guess we'll figure out who the guest is. Special guest.
We're going to keep it a secret?
Yeah, we'll keep it a secret.
Okay. I know who I want the guest to be.
Okay, yeah.
I think you do too.
Maybe, probably.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
We're signing off.
All right, yeah. Well, hey, this has been episode 5 of Island Time. Peace out.
Late.